Alright guys, let's have a quick look at the oil chart. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright guys, so oil's been coming off ever since it hit the $50 mark, and I've got to take my hat off to Bo Poley, because he actually said that oil should start to come down at $50. So Bo Poley, I take my hat off to you, my man, for saying that. Bo Poley, you do have a couple of big dates coming up this month. I'll be watching those very carefully. So that may or may not happen, but I'll be definitely watching for those big dates this month. So really interesting. So, but anyway, I want to give you a quick update with what's happening with the oil market. Let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so let's actually get straight into the oil. And as I was saying that, I take my hat off to Bo Poley. He's the one that actually said that, that go short of $50, and he was right so far with that. Now, looking on the short-term basis, guys, the short term of what I'm looking at, if I bring up, say, this is the 6-day chart, bring up, say, the hourly chart, is it going to allow me to do that? No. It's not, is it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Alright, so anyway, what I wanted to share with you guys is let me just open this chart up. And I want to bring up, say, the weekly chart. And you can see down here on the weekly chart, guys, that we did have this whole area through here, especially where it is right now. We're getting a little bit of a bounce where we are right now. A little bit. So yes, we had a big breakdown. Now, this could be a couple of things. This could be just a hold before a continuation move down on a breakdown. And as you can see what's happening through there. You can see the movement and the flow and stuff like that. So what this chart is telling me is that we're actually getting a flow down, and this actually could be a pause before a run up. And if we do get that, then we have this sort of inverse head and shoulder, head, and a potential shoulder as well too. So this could be a massive inverse head and shoulder on the oil market before we start to go and continue back up again and rally back up again. So this looks like it's forming a it may be forming a bit of a bottoming pattern. Now the interesting thing is, guys, is if I bring it back, this is the weekly chart here, by the way, guys. The weekly chart is what we're looking at here. If I bring it back to the daily chart and squeeze it up, you can see what's happening right now. You can see how this whole area here was indeed a level of major support back here on the markets overall. Now you can see that, and now you can see also that this whole level here, sort of the 41 level, is indeed a support. Now, interesting fact that I know someone who's actually calling for around 37 at least on the oil market. So that may or may not happen. But what we're getting right here, right now, guys, is we're getting something really interesting. We're actually getting both of my stochastics coming down the bottom here. And so I'm expecting at least a little bit of up move here from here, guys. And then we'll see what happens from there. But really interesting to see what's happening with the oil chart. Now, if I bring up my line chart here for a minute, this is my line weekly chart, and you can start to see what's going on here. So you start to see that this up move here has been quite nice, and this down move, you can see it's actually getting very close to that 40 mark, which I think we did bounce off on the open highlight close chart. So if this holds and rallies back up and gets back above 50, this would have completed a bottom. And so if indeed, and this is how you do the little trend line tool thing, you got that bit there. So you got the shoulder here, you've got your shoulder, and you've got your head, right? Your head through there. And now you can see that we actually have, this is the neckline. So the top of this, you can see these two little inverse head and shoulders. the top of the neckline to the bottom of that line, if I create a little parallel trend line and I project that up through there, and then we just go through there, then it's actually probably a little bit higher than that, isn't it? No, that's actually pretty much spot on, isn't it? You can see a lot of support resistance through there. So guys, if we break above 50, next target for me on oil is 70. If we hold here and we start breaking above 50, the next target for me, I think it's going to get to, is 70. So for me, guys, looking at that and knowing that, what I'll be looking at is looking at the USO. Back in the USSR. Yeah, back in the USSR. So because obviously if the oil is going to start breaking up and breaking up, then I think so will be the USO, which is the oil fund, which it goes very, very nicely in time with the oil market. Not exactly, but almost identically when it comes to that. Now this is the weekly chart here. It's actually that was the daily chart choice. So let's bring up the weekly chart here. This is the weekly on the USSO. We can see that we actually had a major area of support and resistance going on through. That was a low point through there, and now you can see also that we actually had this down move, and now it's actually sort of on USO, this United States Oil Fund, and you can see from that point there, we definitely get out of it. All right, you're gonna move on me? There we go. All right, so so you can see we've actually had that point through there, and now we've definitely had a breaking of that. So, and guys, think about this here for a minute too. Think about this here for just a minute. Let me actually go back to here, and let me bring up this weekly chart here. Actually, you know what? Let me just go back. Let me go back to here. Look at the peaks and troughs here, guys, okay? Look at the peaks and troughs here, and I want you to notice something here. If you look at this, we had this lower peak, we had this big drop down, this sort of, I call this, I look at it as waves, all right? So we have this big wave down, so black, so the big wave down and a big wave up, and a wave down and a wave up, and a wave down and a wave up, and now we're having a wave down. Now, look at this, guys. Look at this and study this here for a minute, all right? We had this lower peak, lower trough, lower peak. You can see it's actually going down. Now, again, this is a weekly chart, right? And now we had this lower peak. Now, what could this be? This here could be what? This here could be a higher trough, right? Or a higher low. That'll be the very, very, very first higher low in the market, which is a question mark, a higher low in the USO. So on the oil chart, we may be getting that inverse head and shoulders, right? On the oil chart, we may be getting that inverse head and shoulders that may be happening, right? So you can see that the market's falling down there. We may be getting a higher trough here, and on the oil chart, we got that inverse head and shoulders. If it breaks above the neckline, which is likely to break. Let me get a bit of a straight line here, which is probably going to break this neckline here. Then, to me, guys, this is a change of an overall trend. Maybe not long term, but at least on the short term, this is a major change on the trend, and it does look like that it may be the start of a next massive or next run back up to the $20 on the USO chart. Can you see that? So you can see what's happening through there, and you can see that we actually have this overall area of resistance here, and we have this level here resistance, and obviously we have this level here of resistance. Now, this is obviously looking at the USO chart here, guys. Okay, I'm about to pull this chart apart for you if I haven't been doing it already. You can see how I like to project of where it may go. Is I like to look at the move. So if this is a low point, guys, for the weekly chart, and the market starts to rally up, then, oh man, my nose is so itchy today. Damn it! Oh man. So you can see this could be a major higher low in the overall movement of this. So what I like to do is that if we do start to run up, where could we be going to? So I just like to do like a 1-to-1 projection. So I just like to go from the absolute low point through there, the absolute high point, project that up, create a parallel trend line, and I'm gonna project that up, and I'm gonna go to the absolute low point, the absolute high point. It looks like we could get the $14. All right, $14 on a minimum basis. Now they do say also, let me see if I can do this with my Fibonacci's as well too. So Fibonacci level. They also do say they also do they say, guys, like a 1-to-1 projection, as you can see here. So a 1-to-1 projection, guys, is up here. That's just a 1-to-1 projection, but the 1.68 is up there, and obviously so it looks like it has a minimum target of up that one there. But looking on the overall chart, yeah. So you can see, guys, that this actually may be the very bottom here. So it may not be, all right. It may not be. I'm just saying, like, if certain things happen, but I'm definitely looking on that chart, and you can see here on this line chart as well too. You can really see it on the peaks and troughs. This might be the first higher trough. If it is the first higher trough, then or first major high trough, then this could be an overall major bottom for oil. And again, if I go back to the oil chart, let's go back to here. If you look at this chart here, this here could be a major overall bottom for oil, and yeah, that means we could see oil almost double where it is right now, almost go up, 70-80% where it is right now. So I'm expecting big moves to happen with oil here soon, guys, and I'm expecting big moves to happen with that. It may or may not happen, but I'll definitely be watching for that. Knowing what I now know on the weekly charts, if I go to my daily charts, this is my daily charts. I am now looking for reasons to be getting into this. Not short, not long, but a nice technical setup. Right, a really nice technical setup. Right now, guys, we're breaking down, and this downtrend here, especially on this downtrend right here that we see, is still intact. So we'd obviously have to get above there. But if we start breaking above 50, guys, then I think 50 is a level where the market just starts to really take off. So there we go, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I didn't plan on doing something like that, but I just went into analysis mode, and I hope you can see, guys, that this is what I like to do with my analysis when I'm doing them. So anyway, guys, remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.